Hi, welcome back to No But Listen with Courtney and Cherie.
Good evening. Good evening. Good
Good
evening.
evening. It's Friday, y'all. I'm so happy. It's gonna be a
Whew,
real good
thank
weekend.
goodness. California is starting to
Yeah,
California, so it's been beautiful out. The wind could calm
girl.
down just a little bit, but
It did get a little windy today.
it's
It did.
getting,
Anytime it hits like 73, I'm like, I need a dirty martini from Dante's ASAP.
and these
And
are
you
the
would think
days that you
dirty
have
mart.
to enjoy because with global warming by July,
Mhm.
it's going to be like, at least where I'm at, it's going to be like 106
Yeah.
by,
No, it gets hot out here too.
yeah,
I
end
thought
of
I was moving to the
July.
coolness. I did not.
No, no. Even the beach cities now like get in the high 90s. It's insane.
We were in Venice in like January and it was like 76. I said, then what is it back in Hollywood?
You know what? We're here to talk about Southern hospitality, but really
We
quick. Um
can take a little
my
detour.
Yeah, like somebody I know is a truck driver and he's all over the place all the time. And what's so interesting about California is like where I was at on Wednesday, it was like in the low six or yeah, in like the low 60s in the morning. Where he was at just 2 hours away in Palm Springs, it was already 88 degrees.
It's
Crazy.
insane.
Anyways, let's get
And I'm
into
sure it's
Southern.
probably like
Oh,
7 degrees hotter where you are than where I am.
oh
And I'm
yeah,
not
and
even
we're
by the
like 40
water.
minutes away from each other.
Yeah, I'm not even by the water.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Southern hospitality. I thought it was a
So,
good one part reunion, like first part of the reunion.
yeah, this was their first real reunion outside of the clubhouse. I was very proud
Michaels
of
showed
them.
up with a binder, so you already know when there's a binder involved, it's going to be a good
I'm
time.
I'm kind of sick of the binders.
What was he wearing? And why did he
Oh,
look
I
like
loved it.
why did he look like this the whole night?
I was just gonna say he was giving,
Like
but
why was that his
Michael's.
unbothered face?
I have to remember that Michael's is like a little baby, and so I'm like, he's not a grown up like I mean, he's an adult, but I'm 36, like I'm like grown. So I had to remember like he's just a little Gen Z baby.
Yeah, he's young. He's young, but he definitely showed up prepared with a color-coded binder with receipts. And, you got to respect it. If you're going to accuse people of lying and doing all kinds of dirty work, you got to have some proof, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Wait, can we talk about their outfits? Because some that stood out, not a lot stood out to me. I loved Bradley Carter's outfit. He was giving a little more cash, but it was still like a super nice outfit. I liked his charm necklace. Um, I liked Maddie's, but I don't like it in this setting. The
I
metallic
love that
threw
no
me off.
matter what, Maddie dresses like Stevie Nicks if Stevie Nicks was in Gen Z.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I mean? Like
100%.
she very much gives like, gypsy woman and all of her
Yeah.
style. I don't know if that's
And her
intentional.
long, long hair.
Yeah. Mermaid-esque almost.
Yeah. I really like their outfits. I don't need lava there ever.
Especially because like she's not like Lisa where it's like she serves a purpose. Like Lisa was like the James Whisperer and the Jax Whisperer
Yeah,
and could like
Lisa was, I don't want to say friends with them, but she was like friends with them.
yeah.
Leva doesn't really seem to interact outside of a true boss.
No, she doesn't. And when she was in people's comments yelling at them a couple weeks ago about how she's behaving with the whole Emmy thing, that's
Mhm.
exactly what she intimated, which was that I don't know what these kids do. These kids are not part of my everyday life. These are my literal employees. I don't go on trips with them. I don't know the
Mhm.
inner workings of their friendships and stuff until I see the show, just like you guys. So to your point,
Because
no.
if it was Lisa Vanderpump, Bradley Carter would have went to her and been like, Lisa, let me tell you what Emmy did at like on the floor.
Yeah. Um Molly versus Michols and Maddi. So Molly tried to frame Michols as firing her because she wasn't a follower. But Maddi and Michols said Molly had been written up multiple times. Michols apologized for how he spoke to her, but he still stood by the larger issue, which I don't blame him because it's like, okay, and we talked about this a little bit last week. Yeah, okay, he blew up on her and he's got to stop doing that. Like, it's not okay. You need to
Even if
learn
you're
how to
gay, you still
control
can't
your
talk to women like that.
emotions. He's young, but he's not that damn young. Like you need to stop throwing
Yeah.
temper tantrums. It's not cute. It's really not. And you wonder
Mm-mm.
why TJ doesn't want to be like more serious with you, but we'll get to
Because
that in a
TJ's a grown
second.
ass man. He might.
Yeah, it's
TJ's a
just
grown
like
ass man.
yeah, and so Michaels and Molly never had they don't like each other. So why she's expecting some kind of loyalty from him at all in this situation is kind of weird to me.
I don't understand this beef. All of that it's giving to me is Molly wants to be relevant. I don't,
Yeah, she wants a spot next season.
she is so upset with him firing her. I would be more on her side if she was mad that he cussed her out.
Right.
Like,
She's not
why
even
are you
making that
not
an
going with that
issue.
story?
Yeah.
You're focusing on the wrong thing, mama. Like, focus on him cussing you out. Don't focus on him may or may not knowing you were fired. It's
Because what
weird.
you think he was going to do? Send you a text and just be like, hey, I know we don't like each other, but I care about your job. And I just wanted to let you know, like, these are the things that are being like, why would he do that?
It was so weird. But wait, can we talk about how Andy goes to talk to Maddie and Maddie's like yelling, I think, like at Joe or Bradley Carter, and he's like, "But Maddie," and she goes, "You said that," and he goes, "Oh, I didn't like that."
Yeah, he laughed it off. He laughed it off.
No,
I
it
mean,
was
if you've
so
been
funny
slammed
because
out by Teresa, I think a little hand in your
yeah,
face from Maddie
he's
is
like
okay. I think that's allowable.
because the housewives, he's used to them telling him to shut up. You're afraid of her. Andy, you know what you're talking about. He's used to that with the housewives. But all the other like junior shows, they never talk to Andy like that. And so he was like, oh, 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 oh.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, like I get everyone like in the Andy like fandom, I guess, and like, but I'm not calling that man daddy the way people be calling this man daddy Andy. Like, what the fuck? I'm
I
not
love it. I
doing
think it's
that.
funny.
Like, I get it. Like, I get that he's the host and he's iconic, and I like Andy Cohen overall. But like at the end of the day, nigga, who is you? Like, if I'm talking, give me a second to
I
finish my
love
damn thought.
how Maddie was like, no. And he was like, oh, okay. Like you could tell he was like, respect.
Yeah.
I
Leva
got my eye on you if
clocking.
we have a real Housewives of Charleston in 20 years.
I don't ever see her like I don't see her. I don't see. I know she says she wants marriage and kids. She just doesn't give that to me, though.
She gives wife and mother to me, but in a very specific way that I don't think it aligns with Joe's vision. To me, she gives like I have like maybe a European husband and they maybe have one, maybe two kids, maybe two, and they live like they're always traveling and she's DJing still and they just live I just see her living a more European style like family life and not the American dream that Joe Bradley wants at all. I don't see it.
Well, speaking of Joe, Leva clocked his work ethic and she basically said he had potential, but he became unreliable. He stopped showing up. He thinks that he's improved because he has King Street concierge, but I mean, in this battle, you're still the loser because, first of all, that sounds like a harebrained idea that he came up with a couple months ago so that he had something to report back on for this reunion. I mean, everything Joe
I
does is
think
half assed.
I don't think he came up with it, but I think it's a great idea because he is a native. He knows that. Honestly, Leva probably came up with it because if you think about it, he's only promoting Leva's businesses. Leva
Yeah, it's
is
just,
so weird to me. And maybe it's because, and I keep comparing her to LVP because this is a direct foil to Vanderpump Rules. And like Lisa was fine when people did other things. Remember when Leva filed Michael season 1
Yeah, I
or
forgot about
or
him, but
suspended
yeah.
him or
Yeah.
I went on a wormhole with him yesterday. And it's because he was not promoting another club, but at like interviewing someone at another club. And she got mad. Lisa Vanderpump would never. She would
Who
never. She
cares? Like, I'm over here trying to figure out what the issue is.
exactly. He was like, I wasn't promoting per se. I was at their venue interviewing someone, and I said, yes, I'm here at, the Red Room. And she's like, you're promoting another club. How dare you? I just don't think she's as confident and has maybe as enough. Obviously, she doesn't have as much money as Lisa Vanderpump does because she's been doing it for like 50 years.
And she's
Um,
still in Charleston. Lisa is worldwide at this
yeah,
point.
Lisa had clubs in like Monaco, probably Ibiza, Europe, all over. And so she's just very like, you need to be loyal to me and only me. And it's like, she's just kind of small fry. I mean, like, she's obviously accomplished, but
Well, it's
it's
a little
Charleston.
greedy if you look at it that way because it's like she said herself that basically they have Charleston not nightlife on lock. Like she is the gateway to the hospitality scene in there. So if that is how she's thinking, that's a little greedy. I mean,
She's,
right?
I don't like Lava. She gives me the ick. I
She's
don't
just
think
such a
she's like,
beta, but she wants to be an alpha. Like she thinks she's that bitch,
yeah.
and she has the makings to be that bitch. I mean, she's got the money, she's got the businesses, she's got the
She's
husband, she's
obviously
got
very smart. Like she's not a
yeah.
dumb woman. She's a hard worker.
I just don't
I
find her to be
don't
very
like her.
personable. Like she doesn't have any likable qualities.
No, she has no personality. That's what I mean. Like she is just someone that you can tell was probably just raised to be smart and be a hard worker. And that's all she has. She has no personality. She has no charm, no charisma. I was shocked when she got her own show, but then I saw what we were working with and I said, okay, I get it now.
Yeah. Let's talk about Maddi, Joe, Trevor in the group
Oh,
chat.
and Justin can't stand Maddie's ass. That threw me off. I was like, oh, y'all don't fuck with each other the long way.
Yeah, they revisited the whole Trevor cheating rumor mess.
I'm so over it. Just get back with Trevor. She
Well,
loves
at this
Trevor.
point, like, I don't even think Trevor wants her. And I think that's like, Maddie still doesn't believe the whole paid actress version. Brad denies it. Joe admits Maddie's emotional reaction to Trevor did make him insecure.
This is
Um,
the thing. Maddie tolerates Joe because Joe is her lapdog
do you
and
think
she
she's one of
likes
those girls
having
that
an
can't be
assistant.
alone? Because that's how it comes across to me as well.
I think it's a little bit of a can't be alone. And I think it's also that Joe is her assistant and he just runs behind her.
Yeah,
And
she
that
has
has
use
to
for
feel
him.
good. You know what I mean? Like that has to feel nice having someone that is just like so obsessed with you. But she does not like Joe like that.
Well, what was
She,
interesting to me, and you normally see this in girl friendships, but basically all of Joe's friendships are strained because of his
oh yeah.
relationship with
No,
Maddie.
she is the boy and he is the girl in the relationship.
Like,
Because
and I
Justin's
don't think
like,
she's
you tell
controlling,
him not to hang
but
out with
maybe
me.
she is controlling. Do you think she's controlling?
1000%. That is her employee. And he does not need to be hanging out with his friends. He needs to be at her fucking beck and call. And
Yeah.
coming from someone who used to like men who acted as if they were my employee when they were dating me, when I was like in my 20s, I see it. I see what she's doing. And I think she needs to grow up. Now I would cringe if a man was all up my ass. I'd be like, get a hobby, go get a second job. Why do you have so much time?
Yeah. And I hate to go there, but I noticed certain patterns with Maddie, and she is a former addict, or she's an addict because you never stop being an addict.
Yeah.
And she may or
Happy
may
12th
not have an
birthday.
issue with codependent relationships. Sometimes that's a lingering effect of addiction.
Mm-hmm.
Addiction and codependency in relationships go hand in hand. I'm not saying they have an unhealthy attachment, but what I am noticing from the outside looking in is you are missing milestones in life professionally because you're so Joe, because you're so intertwined in each other. At minimum, that's not it's not a super healthy dynamic to have in a relationship, I don't think.
This is how I see it. I do think they're codependent, and I do think it's unhealthy, and I will say that. I mean, I'm no doctor, but
Yeah. Because
um, Joe,
when you bring the fact that his friends are all like, yeah, dude, we never get to hang out with you and stuff anymore. It's just like, wait a minute. So you guys spend every waking moment
yeah,
together?
remember?
That's kind
Oh,
of
on this interview, he's like, I haven't slept at my house in 6 months, but Maddie won't let me move in
control. That's control.
because Joe is not a secure man. He is very insecure, and he thinks like, how did I bag Maddie?
He gives a little bit of Craig from Southern Charm, like the whole imposter
Loser.
syndrome.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Can we take a small pause? So, my friend, she loves Bravo. We've been friends for years. So she sends me this Instagram. It's Kyle Cook's story. And he is hanging out with Craig in Austin. And she's like, yuck. And I'm like, oh my God, Kyle, what are you doing? You're on the up and up. Don't hang out with these fucking losers, especially Craig. And me and her literally had like a 10-minute Instagram DM on what a loser Craig is. Cause Craig wants to be old Southern money and they will never let him forget he is from the North
He's from the
and he is a
north.
loser.
He's
He is
poor.
insecure.
He sews for a living. He's Martha
What's wrong with
Stewart.
my sewing?
Um, let's get in a little
But
bit to
yes, Joe
TJ.
Bradley is Craig.
Let's get in a little bit to TJ and Michael's finally discussing that situationship.
So I hate to agree with Emmy, but it was a little weird. I am TJ's age. If you saw me laying down with a 24-year-old, you'd be like, Courtney, what are you doing?
But I feel like this is not uncommon with gay men.
I was just going to say, but also, I am a heterosexual. I think we play by different rules, maybe because it's two men and it's not like an older man, younger woman. Maybe it's a little more level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they weren't running off to get married tomorrow, like they were just having fun. And listen, I could get why TJ was hurt by Emmy saying it's weird because we've
Mhm.
watched TJ for the lot, since he's been on this show, really struggle to find love and frankly human romantic connection, right?
It's hard for
And
us
so
oldies out
it's like
there.
sometimes you're not looking for a relationship, you don't care about age, you're just looking for human connection. Somebody warm to wake up next to in the morning, or to rub you on
Yeah.
the back, or to go out to dinner with and talk about your day. And Michaels was providing, they were providing that for each other. So
Yeah.
it's not like I only find age differences creepy when there's a clear power dynamic at play, like
Yes.
on
And that's what I
90 Day
mean sometimes with men,
Fiance.
older men and women. It could be a little bit more of a power dynamic with maybe with money or whatever. They seem, and maybe it's also because Michaels is like pretty mature. I mean, he obviously has his times where we're reminded he's 25 or whatever, but he's pretty mature. Um, it kind of breaks my heart because I really love them together. I think that they are, and I don't even mean romantic, like I just think they have a good friendship. So I really
But
want them to
Michaels
like
looked hurt
come
that
back
like
together.
Michaels looked hurt that TJ wasn't considering something deeper, which was interesting to
But this is
me.
no,
Go ahead.
this is my thing, Michaels. TJ, you can tell, has a hard time dating. I'm sure it's very hard in a place like in Charleston. You can't act like you like me when you're drunk and then when you're sober, try to be cool. And I think that's Michael's putting a guard up and maybe thinking like, oh, he probably really doesn't like me. So I'm going to just act like I was drunk and I don't remember. And I think a lot of their issues is communication because I think they're both scared to just like be vulnerable because that's what falling in love is. It's being vulnerable.
And see, even Michael's, though, like doing all that is proving to TJ, a man that's a little older, why it's like maybe not cool to date younger, because playing those kinds of games instead of just being
Exactly. You're just a
honest.
little immature.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
get it. He's young. And so I hope that they can get back to being good friends because I do really like their friendship. Honestly, I like TJ and Michaels as a duo better than TJ and Mia.
Mia's on my last nerve. Like, I don't, and she's another one that I think is trying to get on as more of a less of a B character friend of, because the
Oh,
way she
yeah.
was chirping in when nobody needed her to say shit the entire reunion was just a lot. And I think she's starting to hear the chatter that everyone thinks she's hot, everyone thinks she's the it girl. And I
Oh,
think
she's
it's
feeling
getting to
herself.
her fucking head. Like, she's really
Mama
starting to irk me.
is feeling herself. I want to be like, hey, Diva, slow down. Slow down.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot.
why she fucked Wes. That's why she's fucking that other white man. Like,
What do you
Mia
think
is
happened
hot.
with her and Michaels? Like, why is did they have a falling out? Because he's got energy for her at this reunion that I wasn't expecting.
I don't think I noticed that.
Maybe they'll get to it, or maybe I missed something this season, but
Mia's kind of annoying.
no, agreed. But like, I thought that they were like this. Am I making that up?
No, they were. I think they have that like that Latino thing going on.
Emmy immediately shutting down the Will talk. Andy brings up more Will cheating rumors from TJ, and Emmy just completely refused to engage.
You know what I love? That Andy goes, okay, so what did you hear about Will after she went on that monologue? This is inappropriate. Bitch, you want to know what's inappropriate? You calling Bradley Carter aggressive and scary. That's inappropriate. Us talking about your philandering fiance is not inappropriate.
Listen, and I love how it's almost like, and I mean, Bradley kind of already has a gentle, like kind of Eeyore-ish demeanor, but I
Yeah.
love how like it's almost like when he has to engage with her, he's even more laid back. Like it's almost like he goes dead in the eyes when you watch him
He's
have to deal with this
very
situation with her.
nonchalant most of the time.
Yeah.
Like he can get hype, but he is always just very like
Wait, what did you
because he's
think
probably
though, too?
exhausted.
I hate to go back, but what did you think of like Maddi still not just admitting that she didn't see him getting his DS in the alley? Like,
Typical.
why is she not letting this go? It really doesn't even matter at this point.
Um, I think Maddie, like Liz on Rhode Island, has an issue with not being right. And they just can't admit, yeah, okay,
You
maybe I
think
was
she
wrong.
thinks that she really saw that?
No, 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 no. She knows she didn't see that, but she cannot admit that she made that up. Like, you know how they can admit that they made up Trevor? Finally, they were like, yes, we made it up, but he has cheated on you. But that instance we made up. She can't humble herself to be like, yeah, I made that up because I was mad. Like, she refuses. She, like, that's why she keeps all this, like, word salad and jumping around it and being like, well, yeah, you were single. And he's like, so was I single or was I with someone? So was I
She just had
cheating or was I
way more
not?
energy at this reunion than I almost felt than she had the entire season.
It was Maddie
If I
just
didn't
can't
know
be
that she
wrong.
was a sober person, speaking of sober, I just don't care to talk about the whole Grace Lilly thing. I don't believe she's sober. I think she has sober moments. The fact that she was
We
dismissing
saw
everything as
her drinking.
that's getting dropped. I'm not buying any of it. So I don't have anything nice to say. So I'm gonna skip over
I
that.
love me some G Lily, wavy baby, but yeah, like we saw her drinking at the finale party. To me, if you have a serious drug problem, you should not be drinking. But I've never been an addict. I'm not, educated in addiction,
Let me say
but
something. Let me say something. What I do for a living matched with the fact that I have watched every single fucking episode of Intervention, USA and Canada will tell you when you go through any inpatient, outpatient drug program, and you raise your hand and you say, my name is Grace Lilly, I'm an alcoholic, I'm an addict, and they all say, hi, Grace Lilly, the oath that you take from that point, the therapy they give you says, don't touch any of it. Don't touch
Well,
any
because
of it.
the I knew an addict, and other addicts that I've heard on TV say alcohol is not necessarily their problem, but it makes them want to do other drugs because alcohol obviously lowers your inhibitions. And so people are like, yeah, I don't want to do cocaine until I start drinking. And then
Well,
I'm like,
it's
hey, let's get a bag
it's
after
that
one vodka
in
soda.
combination with you're taking one addiction and replacing it with another. The
Doing another.
entire
So it's like,
point is to
you should not
abstain
be
from
doing
it
any of it.
all. Yes, it's not
So when
healthy for
I
you.
saw her drinking, I was like, Mama, you may not be an alcoholic, but you clearly have addiction issues. Why are you
Well, even
drinking?
just her flippant attitude towards her charges, like you got two DUIs,
What
and it's like those
is
are
that?
getting
What that was?
dismissed.
No, those aren't going away.
Those are getting dismissed, and so I was like, oh,
Those aren't
she's
going
still
away.
on that shat. Like I,
Those aren't. Even if she's not on it, she's even worse delusional
she
because
needs
two
intense therapy.
in the South, that's not going away. That's not going away in California.
No. But of course, when we're about to get to the Maddi Brad of it all, it cuts and we get a to be continued. We'll get to that next week. Are they 2 or 3 part reunion? Two?
Probably
I
just two. I
hope
can't
two.
see them having a third situation for this, you know?
Yeah. Well, tune back in with us when we come back with our next review. It's most likely going to be Bravo, but we also are going to get into Love Island. So make sure you look
Oh
below
my
for those
God. We're
for
going to get
those
into Love
uploads.
Island,
It's going to be
baby.
so fun. We're going to be
Sheree,
uploading more often. Love Island is like consider us your sports center for Love Island. Get all the tea
I
here.
the fact that I am too old to be on Love Island pisses me off every
Oh,
year, and I
God knew
only
what
get
he was
older.
doing when he made me too old for this show. The way I was in my 20s, I would have
I
embarrassed
want to
my
be
family.
on Love Island so bad. It keeps me up at night. Like, I want to be in the villa. I want to be in the villa.
I don't want to be in the villa as Cherie at 40, but I definitely want to be in the villa as Cherie at like 23.
Hot girl Courtney that lives inside of me was like, where was this when I was young, hot, and super skinny?
All right. Well, we'll get into that in Love Island. We'll let you guys go for now, but tune back in for the next review. Bye.
Bye.